Okay. Okay, we are live. Welcome to our team call.
Hi guys, welcome.
I've actually been really excited to come to our team call today. All day I've been really excited. I feel like this month was like a really hard, weird month for everybody, but I think we came up with a lot of really fun ideas that are going to make the rest of the months better. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I think that April was wonky because people are kind of over the whole New Year's resolution. It's like it's not on the forefront of their mind yet, and it's like they don't realize summer's coming. You know, they haven't like gotten it. Like next month, they're gonna be like, "Oh, summer's coming. Shoot, now I better do something." So I feel like it just ends up being that weird month.
Plus, I feel like a lot of people spend a lot of money on spring break, and they don't really want to, spend money on all the other things.
A couple quick announcements. The new Recover flavor is coming out this month. Well, it's not a new flavor. I think it's chocolate, right, Tara?
Yeah.
It's
vegan
chocolate Recover, which is a big deal because I know I have some customers who only drink vegan Shakeology because of the way it upsets their stomach, and so I was never able to get them to even try Recover. So this is a big deal. And that was like my one big announcement. No, we have some more fun, way more fun things than that. But I just want to make sure that that is on your guys' radar. And did anybody else catch that they changed the Beach Bar formula? Did anybody else see that in the online office? Okay.
Yeah.
So they changed the formula. So where you can always get up-to-date information about these sort of like boring things is when you log into your Coach online office and you scroll down a little bit, it'll be your Coach breaking news, and it's almost like clickable little articles that you can read really quick about such things. So definitely when you log in, which you should be logging in at least once a day to check on your business, go there and look at what is up and coming. And Summit tickets are still on sale. So I feel like almost everybody on this call is going. If you're watching the recording and you're not going and you're on the fence, get off the fence and just come with us. We are in the thick of planning rooms and how many we're going to need. And we're down to the wire. We have about 3 weeks where we need to decide who's going to room, how many rooms we need to keep, and if we need to find more in our bigger grandma team. So let us know about that. And I'm going to throw it on over to Kim to share any announcements you have. You're muted. Muted.
Sorry. Someone fell off the bed. No big deal. Anyway, to add on to the summit, we get to all sign up for our tracks and like what we're going to, the trainer we get to work out with. And so this is kind of the next 2 weeks really are crucial because let's say you did sign up. Let's say you decided to come in like the end of May. There might not be room in the workout that we all choose. And we like to choose a workout that we can all go to. And so, even if like coaching you're not really sure, but you just need like a really cool getaway and some fun. And like, it's all about girls and growing personally and, just having a really good time. That is definitely Summit. So not in like the coolest place in the world, but it really is a weekend of just you leave feeling pretty high on life. So, okay, so let's get to the fun stuff. You may want to get out your calendars or your calendar probably. So here's what we kind of have going on. I'm going to talk about the new groups that are launching. So as we know, we just kicked off this third. We have 3 weeks left in the first initial portion fix, which puts us at an end date of May 19th. So that will be over all of our fixes. We will start an info group next Monday for Beauty It's Time to Beast. Beauty It's Time to Beast will be Shalene, Sagi, Joel, and Tony. So it'll just be a fun mashup. We'll do a 4-week group. You can play up the fun. I mean, there's so many fun things you can do to, put them together and like put yourself next to them and, maybe you're the beauty and they're the beast or whatever. But, and even if you wanted to go back and look, roughly this time of year last year, I was promoting Beauty It's Time to Be. So if you want to go back and look at, see like some of the images I used, some of the wording I used, be my guest, have at it, because I'm going to, so that I remember how I promoted it. But we'll start our prep group on Monday the 13th of May, and then we will start on May 20th. And again, that will be 4 weeks, ending us on 1, 2, the 17th. No, the 16th. I'm sorry. That will end us on the 16th. So then we will start another 4-week group that will be, we're going to do some Jericho because we'll be leading into the 100 meltdown, whatever. Why do I always forget what it's called? Morning meltdown? Morning meltdown. So that's kind of the game plan until this new program launches, which gives you ample things to invite to hit Success Club. So then with the Sean Joel group, it will be ending also on the 12th. So they can go right into prep week with us for Beauty It's Time to Be, putting us all in one challenge group versus putting us in like sporadic places. Okay, so let me talk about the group. So again, if you are going to, Andy, are we going to turn Portion Fix for Life into Beauty It's Time to Beast?
The info group, the current info group.
Or do you want to start fresh?
What do you guys think from a marketing standpoint is better? I feel like there's 2 ways to think about it, and I'd love your guys' feedback because I actually had a newer coach just ask me to just reach out to me today. She's in round 1, say, wait, I'm confused. Am I missing out on something? Because she's already in round 1 and she's like seeing all this round 2 stuff. But I feel like that's the FOMO that it creates for the people who didn't get in on the last one. Then they're getting notifications again from that group that they haven't gotten into, and you can feed before and afters into there, which reminds me we should do now that we have a lot of the ones from the first 3 weeks into there.
Yeah, what do you guys think about that? Keep it the same or start a whole new one?
I'm kind of confused, to be honest. So
Let's hear it.
keep what the same?
Just the info group that's in Facebook. That was the other thing that was confusing my other coach. So the Portion Fix Your Life that lives in Facebook, that is purely a way to provide information for people who are curious about our groups, get a little sneak peek of what we offer. It's a place for all of us coaches who plan to coach that next group that we're promoting to introduce ourselves, share before and after, share testimonies, share about the trainers, all of it. So she's showing you right now. We introduce who's joining us. You can go live in there. So that's not the actual boot camp. That's not the actual challenge. So in the past, we would always start a new group, a brand new group for those. But I had the idea of keeping one open to see how it went from the Portion Fix round 1 to Portion Fix round 2 to see if we got anybody that's been in there a while to maybe sign up. So, but I feel like it could go either way. You know, we could always start another one.
What would be the downside to keeping it open and just switching out what the group is each month?
I don't actually know that there's a downside. The only thing I could see is like maybe we'd be annoying to like, but then I guess you would just leave the group, right?
Yeah, they could just exit.
Because I feel like that just keeps things a little bit easier to have one place that you run info groups.
Because
Here's
the nice thing too. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say that we don't have any files in here, but something we had talked about doing is having like what we have in Tribe. Actually, no, where do we have those?
Yeah, they're in Tribe.
So like in Tribe, that way if this group lives on, we can create Google Docs that live in there, or not Google Docs, but files about each thing. So like they can go into here and they can say, oh, Transform 20, what's that? Oh, it's this. And it gives them.
The only downside I would see is that like can they scroll back to before they were added? Because if they think it's like repetitive, maybe. rather than
I mean, they could, but
you don't want them to feel like, oh, she said the same thing a month ago to do that.
You know what's weird though is that even in this, like even when you invite someone to an info group, I find that they still have the strangest questions that have been answered a million times. So I feel like they don't necessarily, yes, maybe one person will go through and be like, wow, they already posted this. Or the thing is, we would use completely different transformations because we're talking about a whole new all different programs. So we would use Lift 4, we would use some Shalene, some Sagi, like we would use all different things. I feel like even our conversation would be less about portion fix and meal planning, which by the way, if you do continue to sign up people for portion fix, don't feel like, well, there's no group for them. So when you sign somebody up for portion fix, is this right? Yeah. Do you guys see this right now? Tribe?
Yes.
Okay. When you sign someone up for portion fix, you can go into learn. You can tag them right here. So you would say, I would probably just tag them right in the initial place. Like I would just say, whoever, start here. And then they can go through the exact same thing we're going through in portion fix on their own accord.
so what she's saying is that would be the if we were running another portion fix boot camp, that's the prep week material that they would, if they were in just a portion fix group, they would get one day at a time. But let's say, this is probably what I'm going to do because I feel like the Ultimate Portion Fix Challenge Pack is the most bang for your buck. I don't want to sell people just the basic Beachbody nutrition plan with BOD and Shakeology. I think everybody needs Ultimate Portion Fix. However, we're not going to prep the Beauty and the Beast group for 2 weeks on Ultimate Portion Fix stuff. So I plan to send my people a welcome email, show them exactly where to click to get to where Kim just was in Tribe, that will walk them through all of those steps. I mean, it's just pushing them towards the videos that live on Beachbody On Demand for Ultimate Portion Fix, just reminding them and keeping them on track. So you're just giving them information in that way. Does that make sense? So the whole point is you want to create the best bundle for each customer, right? So even though we create these themes and we try, that's all to just make it more fun. We don't want to get bored with the challenge groups ourselves. We can't just keep doing Ultimate Portion Fix groups for the rest of time. So that's why we come up with these themes. So this is a way to kind of bridge that gap. But
what is the Beauty and the Beast thing? What is that one specifically? Since you're saying that you're not going to do the prepping and all that.
Well, no,
so we'll do sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
We'll do a 1 week prep week with them where we'll go over water intake. We'll go over basics with meal planning. Like we'll give them a week of prep where we're pouring into them. So for example, if I had a customer who bought Ultimate Portion Fix and I know they're going to be working that program, but they're going to be following this hybrid calendar that we're creating for this group, they're going to see the prep week stuff in the actual boot camp that we're going to be giving them. But I'm also going to show them, hey, if you want extra prep information about the Ultimate Portion Fix, here's where you can find that. So the other thing that we had talked about is we're going to share with them the calendar that we're personally going to be following. That's going to be the mix of Shalene and all those guys. But if you have somebody who wants to do the 21-day fix live workouts, they can still be in that group. That's fine. We just want to be able to provide our clients with like a specific calendar to follow, because what that does is that provides something new and fun and fresh for people who just came off the fix or just came off of the Joel and Sean calendar. But you still want to be able to support people if they want to go through 21-day fix live. And this alleviates having 7,000 groups, but being able to support everybody together. Does that make sense?
Joel and Sean calendar, so is that Lift?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Lift T20. That's a group currently going on that ends in 2 weeks. They're on there. They have about a week and a half left.
Dang, that calendar looks hard.
We thought about doing another round, but we feel like there's enough people in there that are going to be ready for something new.
And I feel like there's a lot of people in there who aren't doing both consistently because it's
rough.
So
what's next?
That's the Shalene and the guys.
Shalene and the guys?
The Beauty and the Beast. Beauty, it's time to
Is
beast.
that what it's called?
Yeah, Beauty, it's time to beast.
But like, what workouts? I guess is what I'm asking. I'm sorry.
Oh, it'll be a combo of Lift 4, Body Beast, probably P90X3, maybe a couple 22-minute hardcore just for fun. And then Shalene will be Turbo Fire, Pyo, Shalene Extreme.
So it's just like a combination. Of
It's
stuff.
just going to be a big hybrid of a ton of workouts.
I see.
And then for those that are finishing, and then of course we have a brand new Portion Fix starting on Monday. So they're not done for another 6 whole weeks. So they would be right in time to join us for whatever the next group is. The Jericho one. So does that make sense? Any questions about any of that? So as always, if you go ahead, Paula, what you got?
So if I wanted to do after Extreme, if I wanted to do the 21-day fix again, I could.
Yeah, and you could do it in there if you wanted.
Like with the Beauty and Beast.
Yeah, totally. Because I think honestly, you actually brought up a really good point. Portion Fix launches for everyone on BOD on May 31st. I actually was going to ask you about that today, Andy, too, because I feel like people, I mean, they can do it.
But not Portion Fix.
No,
They're
no,
only gonna
just the
provide
work.
just the live workouts.
Yeah, just the live workouts. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I know a lot of people are going to want to do 21-day fix, but I think we just let them do it, right?
Personally, I feel like the more we simplify things, the more we can pour into the people. That's how I'm feeling. I feel like at times where we've opened so many groups to try to make sure that everybody wants to do this has a spot and everybody wants to do this has a spot. For me, I feel scattered and I feel like I'm not giving enough attention to each individual person. I'd rather say, hey, this is what we're doing. This is going to be a rad group. If you choose to do this instead, just come, show up, post what you're doing, and we'll be here to support you. That's just kind of the vibe we're going to try out for a little bit. And you guys will see we're always changing things up, and we always want your guys' feedback too about all of this. And on that note, just to reiterate, especially for you newer coaches, you are always welcome to coach with us, and you're always welcome to coach your own challenge groups too. We don't ever want you to feel like you have to do what we're doing or with us if you're like, dude, I'd rather do it this way, or I want to team up with Emily and do it, we're going to do something else. I know Tara is doing a group in May that she's really excited about. So that's the nice thing about this. It's your business and you can run it however you want, which makes it fun.
Yeah.
Tara, do you want to share real quick what your idea is for your May group?
You answered my question.
What?
I wanted to know what she was doing.
Yeah, so nothing huge. Just for me personally, it's been a rough couple months. And so I felt like I personally needed a reboot, and a lot of my clients were feeling the same way. And so I just decided to do new month, new me, and kind of start from scratch. And I'll be doing 8 weeks of lift because I feel like I need it right now. And I'll have people in the group who are doing kind of a lot of different things. It's not like a one program. So it's multi-programs. And we'll go over personal development. I'm going to finish the Rachel Hollis book, and then I'm going to start another one, and I'll just be incorporating a lot more of that, like mindfulness into the group and the nutrition.
That's awesome. And I know Joey's got a spring group going or about to start. I'm not sure what your start date was.
We just started yesterday.
Awesome. I never followed up with you. You got access to those groups, right?
Yeah, but you didn't add me as a coach, so I have to scroll through everything.
You can have me add you as a coach.
Yeah.
I
Sorry.
just used one of our old ones. It's okay. I need to get my crap together.
I always forget that you have to be added as a coach, so I'm sorry. And if the only person who can do that is whoever originally opened
Made
it.
the group. Yeah.
I will add that I forgot to say, I'm also going to do group workouts on Saturdays at my house with whoever's local. So I'm going to try it out and see how that goes.
Did you watch the
Where
BB
do you live,
Champion
Tara?
stuff?
Did I what?
Sorry, Emily just asked where you live.
Oh, Escondido.
California.
Yeah, California. Sorry. I didn't watch that, but it's something I've been wanting to incorporate like since the beginning, and I just never like figured out how. And I didn't feel like I had enough space, and now I definitely feel like we're gonna have enough space here. So I think it would be really cool to incorporate group workouts.
You should really go watch Beachbody beyond social media. There's like a whole week of it, and this is basically all they talk about everything, like from, I mean, this just covers all of it, like being in the community and how to resource that as a coach.
Yeah.
I was actually gonna let y'all know that I'm thinking about, I have a space that I was told last week that I can have group fitness every morning if I want to come and start doing group fitness.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So I was excited about that.
Yeah.
Another idea that just popped in my mind since we're on this topic is your community might have like an annual little, I don't know what to call it. Like in my community, it's called the Women's Fair, and it's always in May. So it just popped in my mind. And I did it once, and it was super fun. I brought Shakeology samples. I brought an iPad to show BOD, and it was cool just to get to talk to people who I probably invited on Facebook already, but to see them in real life. So definitely go watch that series in Beachbody Champions. And just to plug that page is always daily has amazing content, up-to-date content.
It's actually funny you say that. I ran into this lady at the merry-go-round in front of the zoo like 2 weeks ago, and she was like, Kim, and I'm like, ugh, I hate that. I'm one of your, I'm Deanna, and I'm like, oh, yeah, hi. Anyway, she totally re-upped. She texted me the next day. She's like, what do I need to do? I want to be in the next group. And I'm like, I'm telling you, it's all about being in person with people, because they just get that instant connection, and they're like, it just lights their fire, and they're reminded like, oh yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah, I totally feel that from so many people. So I'm like, what can I do to incorporate that? And my kids are in school all the time. So maybe it'll end up being something that's during the weekday, during school hours, groups of people. But I just feel like get together, do a workout, talk about how we make the shakes. Maybe everyone make a shake and talk about the week and kind of game plan, and then break apart until the next.
I think it's great. I think you're going to love that. Okay, so keeping on our
Real quick, Kim.
groups. What's that?
When does the Beauty and the Beast thing end?
It'll end on the 16th.
June 16th.
Thanks.
June 16th. Father's Day. We start on Mother's Day and we end on Father's Day. Yeah, not quite, but basically. Okay, so something we are going, this is a big deal. And again, these are just ideas. You guys run your own business. You do your own thing. If you want to incorporate this into the groups that you're doing, we just think it would be, if this works and we can actually get people to see our reason behind it, we think this will make things much easier. So starting with Beauty and the Beast, I keep calling it that, Beauty, It's Time to Beast. Starting with that program, we are going to eliminate points. We are going to start basically as long as the person posts their before and current, so before and after of a week in, 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in. So basically for 4 weeks, because that will be the next group. As long as they post their before and after, doesn't matter what they're wearing. They can literally be wearing a full, sweatsuit if they want. They can even blur out the photo if they really want to, with their stats, so their measurements, if they've lost any inches, if they lost any pounds, and if as long as they post that for all 4 weeks in our groups, they will get a prize.
So every Saturday.
So every Saturday they post that thing, they will get a prize, and their name will go on a leaderboard as like, you're doing the things, you're basically being you're participating in the group, and at the end of it, as long as they have participated all 4 Saturdays, their name will also go in a raffle for a $100 gift card. Our thought behind this is, when you look at the people who succeed in these programs, they're the people who take their photos, they're the people that take their measurements, and they really dive into the groups. When we do these weekly things, what happens is they go all in for 1 week and they're gone. We want them to stay the course. We want them to get what they want, what they came here to get, which is a transformation of some nature. And it doesn't have to be physical, and it doesn't have to, we'll talk about all of those things. And we'll talk about, like, this isn't for our, we're not trying to use your photos unless, of course, you want us to, but we want you to get what you want out of it. And we know the best way for that to happen is for them to do the things that make them see that this is the difference, because the scale's going to lie. The inches sometimes also are frustrating, especially like if it's that time of the month, or you eat something the night before and all of a sudden you're bloated, or all of a sudden your boobs are bigger because it's that time of the month, or whatever. Those inches add, and now all of a sudden they're like, I didn't lose any inches. And it's like, well, no, you did. But when you take those photos don't lie. And we will go over exactly how to take a great photo, do the exact same spot with the exact same clothes on, because that's really the only way, in my opinion, unless you just have unless you're comparing like 6 months, like where you've had a huge transformation. But we're going to show them, like, maybe they've gained weight. Maybe that was their end game. Maybe they've all of a sudden have biceps or triceps or something. You'll be able to see those. So this way we're just really giving them that satisfaction of getting something, because if you've already turned in your results to Beachbody Challenge for the year, you're done for the year. You don't get any more tank tops. So this will help people stay engaged. Plus, at the end of it, we'll ask for everybody to send a photo with their brand new water bottle that has their cool name on it, or whatever, their tank top, and we can use those in our we can make big collages of everybody wearing that tank top, or everybody wearing the headband, or everybody, whatever. I don't know. Sky's the limit. But then they become like the challengers of the month, and we can blow that up in Tribe. We can blow that up everywhere. Obviously, the rules behind it will be that if they're a coach, that they're active. And then if they're a client, they're either a new client or they are a reoccurring client who is drinking Shakeology and or Performance Line, because otherwise you're investing in someone who you're not getting any money back from. Does that make sense?
So for the sake of, if say you decide you want to coach with us, the Beauty It's Time to Be group, and you have clients in there, and let's say 2 of your clients submit their photos and their stats every Saturday, you would be responsible for sending them whatever the prize is. And we talked about, the guaranteed prize for every person who does that being like a headband or a water bottle or something like that. So $10 to $15-ish, depending on what it is, so that everybody's getting the same prize and we'll all agree. And then we'll put all those names in a hat or whatever, and we'll draw one. And if you're coaching the group, and again, you had clients, so you earned money, because we're not trying to get you guys just to spend money. We realize this is a business and we want you guys to be earning money. So we're trying to make this make sense from a business standpoint as well. So we will divide that $100 gift card at the end. Or if it's a smaller group and we decide, it's going to be a $50 gift card at the end, that's fine. Like, it's not, we can all discuss what that looks like for the group. But just to give the example, $100, let's say there's 4 of us coaching it. So you're in for $25 for that grand prize at the end. Mm-hmm. That way, if it's your client, it's not all on you to send the whole $100 or whatever. We can split that. Does that kind of make sense? So the reason we're saying they need to be an active coach or on Shakeology or Performance Line is because you're making at least $30 off of that person. So if you send them a $10 price, you still earned money, because you have to look at it from a profit loss standpoint. I'm a numbers geek, so I'm trying to protect you guys.
Plus, they're going to want to do that again. You're going to want to be a part of the leaderboard again and again and again. And the way you're going to be a part of the leaderboard again is by re-upping your Shakeology. So hopefully this will help engage some of your customers to see customers, is kind of the hope.
Yeah. And the best part about it is it's driving them towards results, which is what they want. So we're really hoping that that's like the biggest takeaway for them. We've already had a little pushback with announcing just the gift card part of it in our current group. And so we're trying to explain it a little bit better, that it's, everything that Kim said, that sometimes the scale lies. Like, it's not just about, we want to make sure you lost X amount of pounds, because that's not what it's about at all. Take those photos so you can see that progress, so that when you have a bad day, we can remind you, hey, remember Saturday? That change that you had in 2 weeks, that was pretty incredible. So we're really excited about it.
And it will help so much with the points and the just alleviating that level of that one more thing to do as a coach. You guys are like, what are you even talking about? Because I usually do it if you've run groups with us, but it'll just help us in a really big way. I think it's just going to be great.
Okay.
Great.
Any questions on that before we move on?
So you said that we would be in charge of sending our own water bottles and stuff like that, but Kim had mentioned like taking a group thing of making everybody's water bottles be in some kind of collage. Like, is said water bottle or said tank top going to be at some kind of universal place that it will be easy for me to order that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, we'll pick something like on Amazon and be like, here's the link, this is what we're sending. We'll keep it as simple as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's great to use in your conversation as you can put, guaranteed prize at the end for participation, and then once you say, look at all these girls last month, they killed it. And even if they're not all your clients, doesn't matter. They're all of our people. You know what I mean? So it should be something that you can utilize in your favor for marketing.
Okay. Before we move on to the next thing I want to say, I just have to say, Courtney, sorry to call you out, but your photos were so good, and I'm just so happy for you and proud of you, and so grateful that you shared that. So sorry, I saw your face and I just wanted to say that. Okay, so every week we are going to talk about a common objection and give you a logistical example of how to combat that, because you guys are going to get objections all the time. We're really hoping and praying that you're inviting every day, because if you're not, it's going to be really difficult to hit Success Club. So the biggest objection that I'm getting right now is time. I have no time. In fact, I was just talking to a mom who said to me, I know you have 4 small kids, so I get when you say you don't have time, but I have 3 teenagers. And she literally said, living with 3 adults is very different, and I don't know how to explain that to you. And I said, I get it. I don't have teenagers, so I have no idea. I said, but what I will tell you is, this is the method: feel, felt, found. I totally understand what you're saying, because I felt that same way. And I described 3 different phases that I've been in since I started these workouts in Shakeology and meal plans, and how this has benefited the fact that I have 0 time to do anything in my life. I mean, look at me. I never, and that's the whole sticking point. That is my objection blocker right there, is like acknowledging, I don't know what it's like to have teenagers, just using her as an example. However, this was my very full plate 5 years ago, when I felt like I didn't have time to do anything extra. And in fact, I told the person who invited me, I don't have any time for that. And I decided to give it a try. And 5 years later, it's drastically changed my life. So using your own experience is always the best way to tackle the objection.
Great job.
Yours. Sorry, what?
No, that was great.
I'm just trying to keep it to the point.
To the point. I feel like that's fantastic. And then use that in your verbiage at some point as well. Yeah. Anytime you get a no for a reason, it's like the greatest, because it's like fuel to your fire. Take that and then write a post about it. Obviously, don't use their name, and maybe not do it like the same day. But,
yeah.
Maybe wait a couple of days. But yeah, that's a great job.
My main two no's are money and time, and time is hard for me to rebuke back because I don't have any kids, and anything that I have to say back is why I'm busy, obviously are more.
So feel, felt. What was the other one she said? Feel, felt, what?
I thought it was
Found?
Found?
Yeah.
Found. Feel, felt, found. So feel, felt.
That, but I mean, even if I give her examples of I'm busy, she'll probably say, well, like, those were choices you made to do these things. Like, I don't have a choice but to be a mom. You get what I'm saying?
Yes,
Like,
but
we
that's
need
when you,
identity things.
that's when you use people in your team and you say, you know what, you make time for anything that's important. Let's be real.
Yeah, I've said that before.
And the money thing is frustrating because I feel like the bang for your buck is too good. I mean, like I said, what gym membership can you get that gives you meal plans and literally walks you through a nutrition plan and holds your hand every single day? Like you just, it's unreal. It's unreal.
This month, side note, this month was hard for me because it was the month that the most new people came and signed up. And I don't know if it's because they all came from one particular friend who doesn't drink the shakes, but they all came in knowing they could get it without the shakes. And it was really frustrating because their thing was, I can only spend $40 a month on shakes. And I can tell them all day long that the shakes at Costco are crap. But like, I know you're like the shake queen. Like, what do you have like a certain verbiage that you use when people are like, I can't afford the shakes and I just want to have the workouts? I always say like it works best as a whole system, the shakes and the meal plan, and that's basically
I mean, to be honest, I just say, here's the deal. If you want to get in on this boot camp and you want the daily coach support and you want because most people will come at me like, how do I get in on I see you guys all working out together or weird things that they don't ever end up joining. But, I know you talk about these boot camps, like how do I get in that? And unfortunately, the only way in that is through a challenge pack. And I just come right back at it. Like if you want to join this and you want to see the results and you want my support every day and easy access to me, then you need to join me with a challenge pack. And if I'm like where you're, if I'm where you're at, then I'll be like, and it's, I'll give you $20 back, or I'll send you a whole box of Energize, the 10 pack. You could be like, I'm doing a special this month for every challenger that joins. Like you're going to get a 10 pack of Energize and, blah, 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 whatever. Because you and I both know, like I have a girl right now who really loves the groups, but she's not going to buy anything else anymore. And she's like really hitting me hard on getting in these groups. And I'm kind of like, well, I've given you one, I let you in one time, but I know you can afford this. This is just something you're choosing not to do.
Yeah.
So like, I can only invest so much more in this girl.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't want her to succeed. I want her to succeed. But then like, are you referring me people? Like there's gotta be some give and go.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. This comes from 4 years of letting basically any breathing person into my groups and letting them come in on weird stuff and thinking like, oh, one day. The one day doesn't always come, So I think you have to get out of the small-minded business, like that people get to just kind of run circles in you and that.
Because it's not a waste of time, but like when you're spending so much time with someone who's not willing to follow the meal plan and they're not willing to drink the shake, but they want to see the results that everyone that is willing to do those things are getting, it's like,
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. And I had a girl tell me the other day, I've been drinking these shakes for a while. They're just so dang expensive. How can I get them at a cheaper price? And I talked about coaching and all that. And she's like, it's just so expensive. I mean, I do spend at least that much on my nails every month, but still, I'm like, it's
priority. It's what you want. Like, I mean, I feel like you really have to live up. I talk a lot about my shake. Like, I'll be like, today, as I was drinking my shake, I thought about the brain degenerate disease that I probably might get when I'm older anyway, because MS runs in my family. And I thought about how it's going to not come on as soon as fast as it might have if I wasn't drinking this shake. And that might sound really crazy, but the fact is that's what's happening. Like you have to believe and live that out of what you're truly drinking. I have not had a cold in 4 years and I live with germs. live with germs. And that's the truth of it. Like, and I think that, like I haven't had a zit in 4 years. Like these are things that I used to have breakouts all the time. Like the only difference is this drink that I'm drinking. And so I think the more you can put that out and live it out and just breathe life into what this shake does, I feel like the more people, they can't combat you because they know what you're going to say.
Yeah. They're always like, your skin looks so great. I'm like,
Yeah, because I drink Shakeology.
It doesn't always, but like, hello, I'm feeling a million times better. And the thing I changed is this and this. You know, it's like, it speaks for itself. We just have to be confident. And I think I lose that sometimes because people come at me because they know, well, so-and-so isn't drinking the shakes and she's in your group and she's my friend. And I'm like, well, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have let her do that.
Yeah. That's just lame. Yes. Like, please don't advertise what I'm giving you as like, this is my business. Like, that would frustrate the crap out of me, but.
I did have that talk with her.
Oh, good. Yeah. So I would just live it out. I mean, I talk about how Shakeology saved my colon because I truly believe that it is. And that, you know, it's not really a comfortable topic to talk about, but I say it and I breathe it, you know?
Yeah. I agree.
Okay. The last thing I want to talk about is this IG story thing that we got going. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of loving it because I feel like it gives me something to talk about in my stories. And I was talking to Andy and Andrea about it this week, and we were talking about all the ways that you need to utilize this as a business building activity. For example, I'm going to actually share. So the way it works, I'm just going to dumb it down because I feel like it can be kind of confusing. So the way it works is Andrea is going to schedule every night, Andrea, are you doing it at 3 or what time are you posting them? Loosen and lift daily dirt and a vibrating cleaning head. She did it. Yay, Jennifer. Oh gosh, look at all these great things. Let's just tell her. Andrea, are you there? She's not there, is she? Okay. I don't know who she is, what she's doing. Anyway. Andrea is talking to somebody. Look at her. Over here. Okay. Well, she's going to post this at 3 p.m. the night before. So she's going to put up, Andrea, I'm talking about you. Okay. What time are you going to post the IG hashtag thing every day?
In the morning, but
The day
AKA,
before.
yeah, I didn't do that tonight. So right now
That's
I'm going to do it.
That's
but,
okay. And let me know if you can't schedule because I might need to make you an admin in the group.
Can you just make me an admin and then I can schedule them?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I'll schedule them. Then I'll schedule them to do 3 p.m. It's 3 p.m. Okay for everybody?
Yeah. So basically your job is to get on this, to make sure that your IG handle is underneath this post, where she's going to post tomorrow's. And when so today was Tuesday tips. What is Tuesday tips? I mean, she's going, because she's a teacher and this is what she does, but she's giving us like really great examples. So when you talk about it in your stories, you could be like, hey guys, I'd love to give you guys some tips today. And look at all of these incredible tips that I'm going to share with you. And then, so what I like to do is I wait till a whole bunch of you tag me and then I drop it in my stories. So don't just like, let's say Joey tags me. Don't just share that tag. Wait till you have a plethora of, well, basically all these people, right? If technically today you could have waited and you could have like 7, 8 people. Wait till you see 8 of these comments, and then when you get to your stories, just be like I haven't even done mine yet today, but I took screenshots of, in our Portion Fix group yesterday. Andrea asked, "What's a better way to deal with?" What'd you ask? What's a better way to deal with stress? What healthy ways can you deal with your emotions instead of stuffing our feelings? I'm going to share those as tips, right? And then I'm going to say, and look at all these other great tips. I'm going to share Carrie's. I'm going to share Cecilia's. I'm going to share Courtney's. I'm going to share Andy's, because all of you people have tagged me, and it's all waiting in my stories for me to drop. And I can use little tidbits to each person. So I'm not just going to like put it in my stories. I'm going to put some verbiage, some thought behind it, we're basically giving you like a huge chunk of your stories. You can even make a call to action about it. And so think of it that way every single day. And these hashtags are going to get even more and more, like, we're not going to repeat them. The only one we're going to repeat is the Saturday. And that's because it's awesome to utilize, when we're utilizing it. And we can even say in our tribe, we can even say in our groups, hey, you know, don't forget to tag me in your stories using Saturday, and now you can use their stuff too. Does anyone have any questions about this? I just want to make sure it's like really clear, because it really is a really incredible tool for you to use in your business.
Can I explain tomorrow's?
Yeah.
Tomorrow's, can you scroll up, is women to follow. So what you're going to suggest is we follow each other. So I am hoping that Kim will have her friends follow me. I'm hoping Tara's friends will follow me. And so I'm going to suggest it back. So I'm going to be like, you need to follow this girl, Tara. She is great at motivating you. She has great ideas for she's reading this red book. She made homemade carrot cake. Like, you just share like little things about each other. Emily, you're another great one that I'll share about. I'll be like, look at the loss that Emily's been losing, and she's so real. She had a freaking bird flying through her house. Like, you share funny quirks about each other to get the other person to follow you. Because I want to build your following. So that's what they suggested. Does that make sense?
So Kim, you're saying when people do them, don't put them in there until like all at once?
I would just my 2 cents. I feel like, okay, and maybe you don't look at your stories that way, but I like to have a flow, right? Like, I don't want to just have like, okay, I worked out, and then like I throw up a random shared story, and then I do this, and then I throw up another random shared story. I wait until there's kind of like an ebb and flow in your story, so that when someone comes to watch you, they are watching, think of it as like they're watching almost little mini episodes of your day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if you saw my story last night, but I waited and shared all my food at the end. And
Okay.
I kind of gave like a little bit of background as to why I was eating all the things that I was eating. So just try to think of like different ways to, you know, highlight what's going on in your day sporadically, but in some sort of rhythm. So I just think it looks kind of cool, like as you come across someone's story and they're all, you know, doing that, and you can kind of use them all at the same time.
Okay, because I've been it's hard for me to get on my phone during the day.
Which is why I just wait, which make it even easier, I feel like.
Yeah, just in the morning I've been talking about like what this tribe is doing for the day, and I talk about like what our post is for the day, and then I kind of put people in as they do them during the day. You think? Or
yeah, I think it's fine. I think as long as you have some backstory, don't just share them. That'd be my only.
Right.
You know, I've seen a couple of people, you just share it, and it's like, well, what is that? You know, like okay, cool. What's Joey doing? You know, kind of put like a little bit of like some meat behind it.
Okay.
I have had less people watching my story the more the week went on, the more I shared them. So I stopped sharing as many, like, as the weekend went on. Like, I used to have like a lot of people watching my story, and then this week happened with all these sharing, and I feel like people like started to drop off. Do you have any suggestion of how to like continue to be a part of the group and do this, but not like lose anybody that was watching my stories?
Are
Or does it
you
just not matter?
are you sharing a lot more about just your daily life that has nothing to do with like fitness and food? In like
I was doing that before, and then this has now like added to that.
yeah.
You know?
I just remember hearing from some of the top coaches when I went to the Success Club trip a couple months ago, was that when they have people who start to feel this kind of exact same way, they ask their coaches, like, what are you, like, are you sharing about you still? Are you sharing about like your life or your kids or your favorite place to get a drink or your favorite, like whatever is stuff that describes you? But your feed doesn't just look like it's only fitness. And then those people who might not be necessarily interested in fitness might drop off. But if you still are sharing a lot about you and who you are as a person, then you'll still have that connection there.
I definitely am. I mean, because before, I don't think I had ever had a story until Beachbody, honestly. Maybe I did, but not often. And now, I mean, I post like any softball game I go to for kids so that I can have kids in my story, because most of the people I meet that would be interested in moms. So I've been posting about my nieces and stuff. And then, like Andrea said, you know, the bird was flying through my house and asking people suggestions on how to get rid of the freaking birds, etc. So, I mean, I've definitely been trying to be funny and quirky. That's nothing to do with Beachbody also. I just could see the number going down the more I shared. Like, you know how whenever you share one and then the next one you see that like 20 people stopped looking? Know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what
And I think that happens too, just naturally. Like I'll have my first post will have 250 views, but the last post like 10 hours later is like it's like way less. And I think the next day, I think sometimes it goes through that. But I would just, if you haven't done it yet, I would like write a list of like 10 things that describe you. So when you're feeling kind of stuck on like what to share, you can go like to that list of something that maybe you're not thinking of. And sometimes I feel like the things I share, I'm like, no one's gonna care about this. And then I get the most like comments or like feedback from something that I thought was super random.
I was watching the girl that did the live in Beachbody Champions Day, Katie Lynn something. I didn't even know who she was, so I went and watched her stories, and she she did like really cool stuff and has crazy participation going on in her stories, because she did like Ask Me Anything, and she had like, I want to say, and I'm trying to think of, she must have had, yeah, it was like Ask Me Anything, and she probably had 30 responses, and she just went through all, like she did one where she shared all of them and then she wrote what her favorite things are, and then she did one where she would answer it and in live while she was like doing her makeup. And it was just really entertaining. Like, I'm like, wow, this is, I mean, it's creative, and her people are probably loving it because they're getting to know her even more. So I really recommend taking, like, you know, when you do have that random downtime, if you're waiting for something, you're going to the bathroom, like whatever, like go look at some of the Beachbody champions, some of the people who are on the main, you know, who are part of the big stuff, and watch what they're doing in their stories, and then duplicate it. There is nothing wrong with that. But yeah, that's been really helpful for me, because I feel like the more you can kind of get creative and like up your ante in your you know, in your stories, the better. Anything else, gals? Okay, the one last thing. So we give you a little takeaway every week. Last week was to share 2 transformations of your own and 1 of somebody else. Did you guys succeed in your homework? Yeah? My gosh.
Sorry, Kim, I was texting you. Can you say that one more time?
Last week your homework was to share 1 transformation, 2 personal transformations, and 1 of somebody else's. And I wanted to see how that went. How did you feel? Do you have questions? Was that easy? Andrea, I saw yours come up.
I still need to share somebody else's.
And you're good at finding people's, or do you need help with that? Or
I can find somebody else.
Find somebody's. And you can always share. Again, we have that whole album in the whole album in the team page where there's all of our stories, so you can pull those anytime.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm almost done. Okay, just have one more thing. Okay, did your teeth brush? Okay, go brush your teeth. Go pee. Okay, so so continue to do that. Remember, this is like an add-on, so you want to do that this next week. Share 2 transformations and 1 of somebody else's, and then your next challenge. This is just kind of fun, but I do think it kind of makes a difference. Is we want you to share 3 pictures in the team page of filters that you like to create a more clean look for your Instagram. So you can use Snapseed, you can use the Airbrush app, you can use Lightroom, although Lightroom does require some, I actually have no idea how to use Lightroom, so I probably wouldn't recommend that one. But I use Snapseed and Airbrush, and only because I like a filter in Airbrush, and then I like the following filter in Snapseed. So all my photos have the exact same filter for every single photo. And I recommend, if you watch the IG training that I put up in the team page yesterday. Did anybody watch it? It was really helpful. He talks about like different colors and all those jazz. I mean, if you really want to really get real, you can buy a preset for like $5 on Etsy. But I would recommend finding something that gives you that little bit of touch as a professional. It just ups your game, you guys. It's not necessary. It doesn't mean you have to do it. It really, truly just ups your game and shows people that you're in it. You're a professional. Treat me like a professional, because this isn't something I'm sort of kind of doing, is my advice. Is my point to you. Cool? Great. Any questions?
Are you going to share the specific filters you use in those apps?
Yeah, so I can tell you right now. So when I go to Airbrush, when I take a photo and I go to Airbrush, I go to, let me just do, here's one of Avery and her little friend. Okay. I go to, oops, where'd it go? Filter, and I do the NYC, and then I save that. And then I pop over to Snapseed. It does take a minute. It's not like that you can't just post like instantaneous. And I open up that photo, and I go to Tools, and I go to Drama, and then that's my filter. I don't know if you can see it. No, not really. No, can't see it. But anyway, that's the same filter I use for all of them. It depends. Sometimes in the morning in Drama, I'll do Drama 1 or Drama 2. The nice thing is they all kind of have the same look, and they can flow really nice in your Instagram. I think, anyway. The only hard part is if you share, like if you go to my feed, pretty much every single photo is the Lightroom or the Drama 1. And once I have more muscles, Drama 2 will be my jam. Because Drama 2 shows all the flaws. What were you saying?
What did you mean, the Lightroom? So you do use Lightroom?
Sorry, not, it's called Lightroom. That's what the Snapseed is. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
That is confusing. It's called.
Not Drama.
Right. No, I'm sorry. It's called, so you go to Tools, where'd it go? Tools, Drama, and then I use Bright 1 or 2, or Drama 1 or Drama 2. You see them? And that's where I put, I put a small frame around them in there. I crop my photos in there. Basically, I do everything in there. Any questions? No? All right. Well, we'll put this girl to bed. Is that helpful? Do you guys feel ready to rock the month of May? Start hinting that you have something exciting coming down the pipeline, and it's, your next thing, and start dropping hints and how you're so excited, and then it gets people like, what are they doing? What's she gonna do? What's gonna happen? And then, I'm so excited to be launching this, brand new group. They don't know. And it's not even that you're lying. It is a brand new group. There's no beauty. It's time to beast with Shalene and Sagi and whatever. So use what you need, and let's go blow it out of the water. Have some fun.
When does Morning Meltdown
kick off?
When? Yeah.
July 29th. Not for a really long time.
Okay. That's what I'm looking forward to.
I know, me too.
Rad.
Yeah.
I am just really being patient right now. And I'm going to get out in my community. And I'm going to be that crazy Team Beachbody lady. And I'm going to have the samples, and I'm going to, because we have a community center and I have places that I can go and set up. And so I'm going to just use my community and my warm bodies. And so I'm just being patient and doing what God is telling me to do. So it's going to happen. I just have to be patient, and I'm going to breadcrumb, and I'm going to leave hints, and I'm going to just let people see my transformation, and it's all going to be good.
It's going to be great. And you guys, the best thing you can do is remember that this is fun. This isn't like your end all be all. Like, how rad that we and maybe you only made $20 this, your paycheck tomorrow is only $20, or maybe it's $0. Are you getting in shape? Are you fueling your body with incredible nutrition? Are we having fun in our challenge groups? And if you're not, then that might be something that you maybe want to think about. But if you are, tell me in what world where women are uplifting women, and we're from everywhere, from the tip of Newfoundland to the corner of San Diego and UK now. You're having fun, and you're getting in shape, and you're feeling good in your skin, and you're thriving in your 30s and your 40s and your 20s. And that has to be remembered. The minute you lose sight of what's rad about this is the minute you're going to start looking at it as a dreary thing. Because I will tell you, the minute I start focusing on the numbers and why isn't this happening, and why isn't this happening, and how come this has happened for her, and I think I was saying, I don't remember who I was saying today, but I was literally comparing myself to every other coach that's been out there for 4 years, and I have to remind myself, Kim, you've had 3 babies in that time, and your focus is your family. Your focus is your health and your family. Maybe they went in with a little bit more maybe they have family that actually lives next door and they have help. You have no help. Really, I have to put myself back in there and remind myself that. And it's hard because you get into it and you're like, but why doesn't everybody else see that this is so amazing? Because think of how long it took you to see that this was amazing. It took me 3 years. I did these programs forever and had no idea there was even a coaching component. I used to make fun of this lady who would send me Shakeology videos. I remember because I'd bought something off of an infomercial, and I got her as my random coach assignment. And she would send these videos of her making Shakeology every single day. I got an email from her, which shows me that I am not emailing enough. But I remember thinking, who's this crazy lady, and who actually drinks Shakeology? If I would have just listened to her. The heartache. That would have been 7 years ago. Would have been a heck of a lot easier. But
I've been in this group, though.
I wouldn't be here. No. I would have been signed up with the crazy lady. Just probably not. I probably would be under some other, I don't even know who was around 7 years ago. Not that many coaches, but anyway, keep that in mind and trust and believe that you've got it, and just enjoy the ride, enjoy the change. You let personal development truly change you. And I can promise you that it won't matter what happens and what doesn't happen. You will love who you are becoming. And that's really the most important, because that means you're going to take that and you're going to affect your family, and you're going to affect your friends, and you're going to affect your community. And if all else fails, you're doing a darn good job. So, yay. All right. Let's take a quick photo and then let's move on.
Where did you get your marble leggings?
Amazon.
Super cute.
Amazon. Buy yourself some new fitness clothes that stand out. I'm telling you, that is how you get people to talk to you. Buy weird things that people want to know where you got it. Now, this white chocolate macadamia nut, guys, I could be selling this stuff I could be rich.
I want you to make it for me.
I know.
Can you come over and make it for me? Because I don't want to
dying. I'm like, guys, I just got it on Amazon. It's not.
I saw your video about how you made it. I'm like, nope, we need to come over and make it.
I'm telling you, people are like, well, can you show me? No, you go to Amazon and And then they're like, well, how do I make the Shakeology? I'm like, you buy it? What? Really? Anyway, I'm telling you, that and leggings, and I would be a millionaire if I could and hair. If I could figure out how to make everybody just have extensions, which they can also go buy. I don't understand. It's not real. Anyway, all right, let's smile. Oh boy. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yay. All right, girls. Well, have a fantastic night.
Kim, don't forget to make me an admin.
You got it, girly girl.
Thank you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.